Hello again, world, and welcome to Sports for Dummies. I'm Dallas Dickinson, and this is the show where I teach you everything you need to know about a sport. In this episode, we're taking on some of the advanced elements of baseball. But wait, stop right there. If you haven't seen my last episode where we cover the basics of baseball, you are unqualified to watch this episode. So click down here, and I have a link for you to watch that episode. So now that you're back and you know the basics of baseball, we can get right into it. We have a lot to cover in this episode. First off, we're going to get offensive. Nope, not that type of offensive. I'm talking about the offensive side of baseball. A player's batting average is a number expressed by a decimal that is calculated by dividing the number of safe hits, that is the amount of times a player is able to reach a base safely, home runs do count by the way, by the amount of times they've officially been at bat. The closer your number is to 1.000, the better. Fun fact, the highest batting average ever recorded in a single season was by this guy, Hugh Duffy, all the way back in 1894, and his batting average was .440. But to be fair, he wasn't batting against these guys. Now we'll talk about RBIs. And RBI stands for runs batted in, and is a statistic that measures how many players have been able to score off of a player's hit. Now that can sound a little complicated, but don't worry, I have a video for you to show you an example of an RBI to show you how simple it really is.
Here's the 1-1 delivery to him. That'll be put up in the air, not deep. That's going to fall in, base hit. What a read. Manny Machado will score.
Now that player got an RBI added to his total on the season because there was a player that was able to score when he hit the ball. See how simple that was? Now we're going to move to a more complicated stat called OBP, which is on base percentage, which calculates the number of times a player is able to reach base safely for any reason other than a fielding error when at bat. Now you may be asking, wait, what's the difference between OBP and batting average? They sound like the same thing. Well, here's the difference. In OBP, walks count as reaching base safely, wherein in batting average, only hits count. Now the last important offensive stat we're going to talk about is slugging percentage, and no, not this kind of slugging.
I ought to slug you.
A player's slugging percentage is calculated by adding the number of singles, doubles, triples, and home runs a player has hit all season by the number of times they've been at bat. Now this is different from batting average because in the equation seen below, the singles are multiplied by 1, doubles by 2, triples by 3, and home runs by 4, and then added together and divided by the number of times the player has been at bat. Now that was a lot of really serious information to handle, so here's a picture of a cat trying to blow out birthday candles. Aww. Okay, and we've had our fun. It's time to get serious again. We're going to move to the defense now, talking pitchers specifically. The most important stat for a pitcher is his ERA, or earned run average, which is calculated by the amount of earned runs that a pitcher has had in a game divided by the number of innings pitched and multiplied by 9. Now you might be asking, what constitutes an earned run? Well, an earned run is one that is scored without the aid of a fielding error at any time during the inning. So for example, if a player gets to first base because the defender dropped the fly ball instead of catching it, that run that he will later score is unearned and does not count toward the pitcher's ERA. Now I know this episode was really heavy with information and acronyms and numbers, but hey, sometimes that's baseball, and now you're fully equipped to enjoy America's greatest pastime with the people you love. If this episode helped you, make sure you like and share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel for next week's episode where we take on the greatest sport in America, NFL football. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.